How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and Auto Camp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Your backyard barbecue has some new RSVPs. Just tap Target. With the grill raring to go, your personal shopper is tackling your same-day delivery order at Target.
Babe, so Bob and Lynn are bringing the kids after all.
Pro tip, you can change your same-day order with a quick text to your shopper.
I'll have her add popsicles. Ooh, and some sidewalk chalk.
Your shopper texts a thumbs up. You text 5 exclamation points and life is good. Text with a personal shopper and get it all delivered ASAP. Just tap Target.
My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer, whiskey, wine or gin. Anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another shade of blue. We are the KC Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. Thad Bell, Robert Russert, Kerry Robinson are all here. Last night, Sporting KC fell 2-0 to first place San Diego FC. Ugly performance, or an ugly finish at least. The performance was actually there. We had something, Thad. The two-striker set seemed to work out kind of nicely for at least a little bit. But let's just jump right into this game. So it worked out. 21 shots, 7 shots on target, 3 big chances, 1.91 XG. So, Thad, what'd you think of the two-striker set? This was kind of one of those performances that Sporting KC used to do. Absolute domination, and then couldn't get the result.
I'm not sure I will say it was absolute domination, even though by shots it is. I mean, we've seen a team across town that will allow another team to have possession and outshoot them sometimes and just totally dismantle them when they need to. San Diego felt a little bit like that at times, but it was overall a really good performance. Lots of shots, lots of well, actually, they got outpossessed even, so I was a little surprised by seeing that stat after. It felt like Sporting had more possession than they showed by that.
Yeah, this game definitely was not utter domination. That was alluding to the Sporting KC of years past. But Robert, what do you think of this game? Did you like the two-striker setup? Should they have scored more goals? Should Daniel Shallowy have had 2 goals? What do you think?
Well, that's a lot of topics to cover there. Well, first of all, the 4-4-2 was really more the defensive description of how things played out. You had Shallowy and Shoppe tucking in. You had the 2 forwards pressuring up top, Munoz and Joveljic. When it came to the attack, Munoz more dropped back into, kind of like a attacking midfielder type player mostly. Mm-hmm. But, Munoz shows that he's, number one, not Manu on the ball. Number right. 2, that he does have a lot of good ideas and he plays the ball into good spaces. And he just needs to be a little bit quicker in his decision making. I think that will come the more playtime he gets. But, like I said, we created a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities. When you're ready to talk specifically about Mr. Shallowy, we can do that too. But I just wish Manu had been out there from the start, because when he came on, I mean, that guy is so good. He just is.
Yeah, he's definitely, Santi is definitely not Manu in the midfield, and I'm with you on, I think that will eventually come, and I do like seeing him out there. And he did almost get one, and we almost saw a goal in the first half for Sporting Kansas City.
Yeah, almost.
But yeah, Carrie, we were hoping and praying for Manu to come off the bench there. It just really felt like if he would have been out there in the first half, one of those might have fallen in.
Oh, for sure. And I think even if he was out there for a little bit longer during the second half, because he wasn't there for the full 45 minutes. But it was a game where, with the past previous games, I was like, all right, nothing's going to happen until like the 80th minute for this team. And I was genuinely surprised and I was having fun despite the score.
Yeah.
Until the very end, I was not having fun anymore. But it's just one of those games where you can have 25 shots, win every 50-50 ball, and somehow you just can't find the back of the net. Happens to every soccer team. Happens to us last night.
Yeah, Carrie, I had lost that magic over a period of time. This team made you believe that when they went down 2 goals, that something could still happen. And after the recent run of form, that had kind of dispersed a little bit. Now, the 2 goals, one an absolute banger of a goal and one that was like kind of lucky a little bit. But Carrie, I absolutely did not have that feeling of, oh, we're going to come back and do this, in spite of all of the chances that they were creating.
No, I didn't, but I felt like even from like the get-go of the first half, I felt like it was going to be a very competitive, that we were going to be going at them the entire game, which we did. And it's just we couldn't find the back of the net, unfortunately.
So
Robert, it wasn't a usual game that we've been seeing recently. They had more oomph. They had more spark to them.
But Thad, that goal, that individual effort from Chucky Lozano for the first goal, the tackle, and then he takes the pass and sends it. It wasn't even a chip. Bullscamp was kind of chipped. It went over him, but it was shot with pace. I don't know, Thad, was that an amazing goal, or do you have a question for Pulskamp on that one?
I don't blame Pulskamp, man. It was a great goal. Let him have the credit for it. That was just it was unfortunate because I think maybe the game goes a little bit differently if they don't score that one that early.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it does because again Sporting was doing what they were needing to do to create chances, and San Diego was punishing them when they got theirs. So San Diego's a great team, got some great strikers up front, and they're confident, and I don't think we are.
Robert, any questions for Pulskamp on that? I'm not trying to talk shit as the keeper hater here, but there were some questions in the cauldron that people were screaming that from that angle over there, it seemed that a lot of people thought Pulskamp could have or should have had it.
Well, as soon as the ball got turned over, he started to backpedal, which, he should do. And he was in an out position before the tackle.
Right.
But, we all know a goalkeeper's feet have to be set to be able to spring and go to where they need to go. So that worked against him, but I don't blame him for it. I mean, it was a hell of a shot. It was a dipping shot. So all credit to Lozano for the tackle and for the finish. So.
And the second goal, Anders Dreyer fell right into his pocket at his feet at the center circle in the box off of what was that, Shallowy? It hit somebody square in the face and just bounced right into his path for the easiest goal he's ever scored. That dude is on an MVP campaign at the moment, 12 goals and 15 assists.
If Messi didn't exist in this league, I think everybody would be talking about him.
Yeah, exciting player.
Yeah, the only problem with that goal is, though, first of all, De La Torre shouldn't have had that much time on the ball. Second of all, it was Basong. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Basong. I think it was Bartlett who was marking Dreyer. But then when the ball got played, he left him alone and let him run. And then Basong noticed it too late. So those guys could have done a little better job. But, the deflection helped out for sure. But, those little moments, I think in the game overall, San Diego did a great job of clogging up the box against us. And we did a great job of clogging up the midfield, but they got in behind us and they're going to finish their chances. And there was that.
So I want to go back to one of your first question, I think, Cody, and I think I'm just getting up to game speed, man. So I apologize. But was the 2-striker system responsible for a lot of how Sporting played last night? I don't necessarily think so. I think that there was just the energy of having Jake and Basong in the midfield and that formation and what they wanted to do. And Jake had said in the post game about how that they wanted to, challenge them. And he says that we've almost struck fear into them at first half by pressing them and not letting them get the ball around us and things like that. I don't know if I would quite go that far, but I understand what he means. So I think that had more to do with than just the two strikers. That it was that style. It was the game plan. It was the two guys who are Jake and Basong, who we know will challenge anybody and are energetic, and then very far from a perfect defense. But you had Logan on one side. You had Robbie and Jansen, the two defenders who aren't perfect, but are energetic and will throw their bodies into everything more so than some of those other center backs. And Kyrie had a pretty good game on a lot of it too. So I think that was where that energy came from that was able to keep the pressure up and keep them away from goal for a good chunk of the time. So sorry, I'm just catching back up, man. I apologize.
Yeah, I agree with you. The defensive setup, again, was more of a 4-4-2, but when we got the ball, we gave it away so easily all the time, especially in the first half.
Yeah, that's the downside to that mid four is that nobody is really truly a playmaker. As Jake can do a good pass, Basong has at times been one of the leaders on the team of
surprisingly
forward penetrating passes. I forget what the exact stat was, but passes going forward. And, when you have Shallowy and Shoppy is not the most clinical passing guy in the world. I think Carey is now ready to jump on the ship Shoppy somewhere bandwagon of.
No, not that bad yet.
No, I saw some comments from you.
Better than other options. No, I think my comment was, "Oh my God, a Shoppy right-footed cross."
That's it. Just
that's it.
Excitement at that right there.
Yeah, that was it.
I do think though that because he had like maybe two of them last night because he had one on both ends, I think, but I could be wrong.
Oh.
It's hard to see the other end when I'm shooting. So
yeah, it's a little bit telling when Manu comes in and plays for the 25 minutes he did, and he had 3 key passes, which is the most for the night for the club. So that's pretty telling right there.
So what we need is Manu, Dayon, and Santi all together somehow. If they were all healthy, all game fit. I mean, got 9 more games to find out, right?
Carrie, what do you think of Basson marking Chucky the whole game?
We were about to see the Mexican-Canadian war break out on field.
Yes.
I don't think we've seen that much.
And I think it started with that tackle. The tackle before the goal that he had. I think that was what started it.
I don't think we've seen that much power or feistiness from Basong. Yes, we've seen it recently. But since the Areola push isn't even the correct term to use. Yeah. The shoulder into his chest to make him fall down. We have not seen anything like this since then.
But yeah, I liked he walked over to the cauldron, kind of pumping people up after a set piece. So yeah, I'm loving Basong. It's the kind of thing we need to hold on to during a rebuilding year.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Basong. He's because the energy, the willingness to be physical. I think that's putting it in a nice play way.
Yeah.
And then he's also super thoughtful when you ask him questions. He's not like yes, no, maybe kind of answers. He gives long answers. Like even at the presser the other day, I had like 3 questions for him. He answered all 3 of them in one answer. Like so because he just thought through the whole thing and discussed it. So I like him. Although if you're gonna like talk about high quality players and needing to be at the top of the table, he may not be a starter on this team. No. That's the downside to it.
True that. So this was kind of a weird game. I think if it was earlier in the season, there would have been things that I could take away from this game and make me feel better about where we're at. They went toe-to-toe with the first place team and a banger of a goal and a kind of a lucky goal. They dominated on the stats and all that. But we know what this team is. They're not that great. There was no signs in here that show me, they can still sneak into the playoffs. We know what the team is at this point. I guess it's good that they put up a good fight, but that we used to have these conversations all the time where, well, at least we know the team is still good. Like they're still going to be there next week and they have a chance to do this. But yeah, I think I'm almost at the point here where the rest of the season doesn't matter. We know what this team is and just try to find the right players to keep around for next season.
How many points out of a playoff spot are we now?
Great job asking a question you don't know the answer to.
We're getting into segment 2.
We are 7 points.
7 points. So again, we knew going into a few of these games that it was going to be really tough. I mean, we've discussed this many times, right? There's a segment of games where Seattle, New York, Vancouver, San Diego, Orlando, Seattle are all going to be tough because they're all at the top of the table. But we also hit a run of games where we're playing teams that are in the same realm as Sporting. Colorado, Austin, Salt Lake, Galaxy, Houston. These are teams that they can beat. That's teams that they can make some headway on. Yeah, would I think that they should have gotten at least a point or two out of some of these games? Yes. But can you take happiness that they went toe-to-toe with San Diego? They tied them in San Diego on a third game of a 3-game week when they were terrible. Yeah. So, yes. There's goodness.
I think the point I'm making is a game like this earlier in the season would have given me something to hold on to because there's still goals to be had. And yes, they lost 2-0. Yes, it's one of the better teams, but they showed us something there, and I could feel good going forward. But I'm looking at the rest of this year. Even if they do sneak into the playoffs, I don't think we're expecting anything too crazy. So I'm lethargic after this one, in spite of the uptick in offensive action.
I think I just still try to hold out some hope until it's beyond hope. I know the hope is dimming. It would have been nice to only be 2 points out of a playoff spot at this point. You would have a lot more hope that you could sneak in. Again, sneaking into a playoff spot and then getting beat by San Diego at home would have probably not been that much fun, but it still would have been something, right? Now the main goals are no wooden spoon, finish above some other team that's in the table.
All right. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're going to find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtual Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your virtual pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
Want to live better?
We got a lot of work to do.
Join Chris Hemsworth in National Geographic's new Disney Plus original series, Limitless. Live better now.
I'm diving headfirst into cutting-edge science to uncover 3 powerful secrets to living better right now. The growth that occurs through any challenging experience is really what we seek.
Chris Hemsworth stars in Limitless. Live better now. Streaming August 15th on Disney Plus and Hulu.
It's showtime.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold! Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
All right. So one thing we didn't ask there, the 2-striker setup. Are you sticking with that, Thad?
I would, just to keep that experiment going and seeing what it builds into. Again, I think Carey is going to be... KZ is going to be... I was like, what is he saying? What? Oh, yeah, duh. Sorry. Carey Zavagnin will be still looking at how he can put out a team that will get a win, get a result. But I think he's also going to be experimenting because you got to see certain players and see how they perform and whether or not that means you pay off the loan.
Robert, you like the 2-striker set?
I want to see Munoz and Jovic and Manu out there together, and I think that's the future.
Yeah.
So we've got to do that. defensively, it was chosen that way to play against a particular team because of the way San Diego floods the midfield. So, but no, definitely on attack wise. And that's the other thing too, besides trying to win games, we need to be entertaining the home fans and, building that as well. So hopefully we'll get to see a lot more of that. And, one name we haven't mentioned for a while because he's been out is I think we're seeing the difference that Eric Tommy can make on this team, to have that either come off the bench or whatever, and the dynamic play that he has that draws attention to him and leaves other guys, more open. So I think we're seeing that impact as well, and I'll be excited when Tommy comes back and to see what they do with that.
Yeah, he would have been a nice option to have last night playing that right-sided midfield, I think, instead of Shoppy. And again, maybe they both get some time, but he would have been a good option to have when he's at his best because he's active. He does a lot of stuff. He's not perfect, but nobody on this team is at the moment.
Last night had the perfect opportunity for Tommy to play hero ball and get one of those last balls bouncing around inside the goal line. Just to
put him on for stoppage time and just have him play by himself. Just pass him the ball and see what happens.
Yeah, I actually had a kind of long chat with him. Not that long, but last night outside the locker room, he was talking to all the guys as they came in and out. And he was just you could tell he was like really wanting to be out there. He was really wanting to be healthy and go play. And I kind of talked to him about that. And he had some stuff going wrong and they did something and it had a more adverse effect than positive. So he just wants to be out there playing.
So is he not in training at all?
Not that I've seen lately.
Have you heard of any timeline?
I asked very specifically the other day if there was a timeline, and Carrie Zavagnin said, I forget exactly how he phrased it, but we're hoping soon or whatever he said. And Tommy kind of made it sound like he felt like he was getting better, but he still has some issues.
So Cody, can we talk about Shallowy?
Yeah, let's talk about Shallowy.
All right. Now I know some of these things overlap, so give me that freedom. But we had 21, 22 shots, depending on who you look at last night, stat-wise. San Diego blocked 9 shots. So that's kind of where I get the idea that San Diego did a better job of, clogging up the box than we did. But Shallowy had 8 of those shots.
Wow.
8 of them. And I remember at least 2 where he came in on the left wing and hit one to the far post low and it went wide, right? Yes. Hard angles.
I think one of those, I think the keeper got his mitt on it, and that actually sent it wide.
May have. I would have liked to have seen Shallowy go high near post, in at least one of those situations.
There was one he kind of very softly hit it, and it was, I think, the best chance of the game, and it just scooted on the ground wide of that far post. And I think if he just hammers that home.
And then he had a couple that he hit right into the keeper, but 8 shots. 8. He got 3 goals, he had, I guess is an okay average, but if Shallowy had finished chances last night, could have been different. I'm not blaming the game on him. I'm just saying, man, you had some chances, dude.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, that's not the first game that people have felt like that about Daniel Shallowy, Thad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, on one place it has him as a 0.99 XG, on another one it has a different spot on EpiRef. I think it was 0.6 or something like that. But definitely the highest of anybody on Sporting. So he was at least creating. He was at least having chances. But
Cody and I were talking yesterday about how we have such short leashes for him at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, you got to contrast it, and here's the difference. Dreyer put his chance away. He had one, maybe 2 all night. Right. Lozano had 1, maybe 2, and they put those away. And that's the difference between
they had
difference
2 big
makers
chances.
And guys who make a difference but aren't difference makers.
Sorry, Robert. They had 2 big chances the entire game. They scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
They missed one of them. So just 2 big chances the whole game, and Dreyer's lethal and on an MVP campaign, so he's going to put that home.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to get my vote if I have a vote instead of that little guy from Orlando. I mean, Miami. I mean, Fort Lauderdale. Where the hell do they play?
I mean, Argentina, I think is what we're going for. That game leaves San Diego's at the top, 4 points clear in the Western Conference. Sporting Kansas City is down there in 13th with 24 points, and Carey just 3 points ahead of St. Louis. Make me feel better about that.
I'd have to look to see who St. Louis is playing next. Okay, well they just beat Nashville 3-1, which doesn't look great for us per se. Nashville's a very good team at the moment.
They've got Chicago and Vancouver coming up. Vancouver should be a tough one at least.
And hopefully Chicago would also be a tough one.
Yeah.
They just tied LAFC 1-1.
Oh, good.
So.
Yeah, Chicago's like right at the edge of playoffs, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
Didn't they start the season really well and then kind of fade out a little bit?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's a Berhalter team. No, wait.
2-2, Carrie. 2-2.
2-2. It was a tie.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Greg was getting all the plaudits at the beginning of the year, and they seem to be fading.
Well, hey, they've been so bad for so long, so.
Yeah, so changing that team to, if they make the playoffs and, halfway look decent, that's still a plus for them. So.
But we have 2 harder games coming up, and then we're in a small span of, quote, easier games.
We can make them tough, though. We can do that.
We always find a way.
So you guys have seen the way the Galaxy played in Leagues Cup, right? So they're not an easy game anymore, guys. They're not an easy game.
They just clicked into gear for this other tournament.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's crazy. They are still in last place, bottom of the table there. They do have a game in hand, but they are still 5 points behind St. Louis.
Let's just not do the wooden spoon thing.
Yeah, that's all and finish above St. Louis. St. Louisingham's Day, like St. Totteringham's Day. That should be one thing we look at every year.
We are
the bad news about St. Louis is they have Leuven back, and that makes a difference.
We are 24 out of 30 in the Shield race. So.
Yikes.
That means we have to mess up so bad that 6 teams have to jump us.
Right, exactly.
It's possible. Yeah. LA is one of them, and they appear to have turned some kind of a corner. How about Minnesota in 3rd place, still standing strong up there above the Sounders? They don't even have like a big superstar. They're just, St. Clair is one of their biggest stars at keeper, but they're just a good squad.
They just sent one of their star players, you could say, to St. Louis.
Oh, yeah.
Was he really a star if they sent him there?
Yeah, I don't know if he was a star, but
he was a fan
they get
favorite.
to a star anyway.
Yeah.
He'll do well in the ravioli land. Yeah, I shouldn't make fun of that. I like toasted raviolis.
So these games coming up, let's look at this. We've got Orlando, Seattle, Colorado. Yeah, Orlando's not going to be an easy one, but easier than Seattle.
And they have now wasted so many home matches that it's mostly away games now for the rest of the season.
Yep.
There's only 4 home games left.
That is against Colorado, against Austin, against Vancouver, and then the last game of the season against Houston.
That'll be for the decision day of who gets the spoon.
We're going to be not in that competition. We will have secured our spot above before then.
Hopefully so.
Yeah, related to this, I don't know if you guys listened to the Apple broadcast, but the commentators said that they had a talk with Kerry Zavagnin, KZ, and he basically sat the guys down during these off weeks and said, hey, I don't know what my future is. I'm an interim head coach. 16 of you, your contracts are up, but you don't know what your future is. But if we come together and we show well and win some games, that's going to help all of us. So, that's kind of the attitude they're going to, and that's the only attitude you can have right now.
That's beautiful. And I think it's
and I hate it.
It's beautiful, and it's the opening scene of the movie that they'll make about this redemption season.
When they make it into the playoffs and then make a run in the playoffs and they finish just short in the final so that they can have Sporting KC2 and they go all the way and win it that time with some plucky guy that comes out of the SKC2 team that his dad used to play in indoor soccer and he scores the winning goal off of.
And he looks a lot like Cody Bradley.
So Thad's already buying a 2-movie deal for this already. We got the first one where we lose in the final, and then also the sequel when they win in the final the next year. All right, Thad, you're a movie director. I like it.
We were just talking movies before this.
Producer.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Like Major League for baseball, Major League 2, they do this, but then by Major League 3, Carrie's coaching in like USL 2. And it's got drunk guys showing up to play.
You're alluding to so many sports movies right now.
Yeah, that was an amalgam of all sports movies. Okay, we're going to take another break and be right back.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
It's the Smucker's Uncrustables podcast with your host, Uncrustables. Okay, today's guest is rough around the edges. Please welcome Crust.
Thanks for having me.
Today's topic, he's round with soft, pillowy bread.
Hey.
Filled with delicious PB&J.
Are you talking about yourself?
And you can take him anywhere.
Why'd you invite?
And we are out of time.
Are you really cutting me off?
Uncrustables are the best part of the sandwich. Sorry, Crust.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
All right, Thad Bell, the KC Current are on 8 straight wins at the moment after a 1-0 win in Utah against the Royals. Ali Sentner got her debut. It took a second to get the goal in there, but Tenwa Chawinga is inevitable.
You know, the longer that game went without a goal, I kept thinking, are they going to become Sporting now and not score till the 80th minute?
Right.
And yeah, I knew our Carrie was probably thinking the same thing.
I was between volleyball sets and I was checking the score each time, and I was like, this is a trap game to begin with.
Yeah.
We had too much power getting Ali Sentner and then immediately playing Utah. It was a trap game to begin with.
But it wasn't.
But
there was no trap. There was no trap. They won.
Tenwa is inevitable.
She is. And the way that goal went in, just the lack of build, it's just one pass out from distance. Watching that, if you have to be locked in for every single moment of 90 minutes plus stoppage time, or one little half second where somebody doesn't get a boot on the ball and it falls into one's, and just boom, Tenwa scores a goal. It's just out of nowhere. It just happens so easily. Like they were going the whole game, and then all of a sudden, just one pass, it falls to her, and she hits it home. This team looks so difficult to defend.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, Cody, you can't even play Tenwa in musical chairs and beat her. So there you go.
Or rock, paper, scissors.
Right. Yeah, that's a competitive human there. I think she would beat me in pretty much everything. Carrie, is she going to win the Ballon d'Or? She's nominated.
I would like to think yes. However, they are very heavily Euros inspired.
They are.
So, but congrats, Cody, on your nomination.
Yep, thank you. Cole Palmer. Who is going to win the Ballon d'Or this year? It's not Cole Palmer, but who? I don't even know who all of the nominees are. Or
Barcelona dude.
Oh, Yamal.
Yeah, I think he's pretty high option there.
Yeah.
Mbappe, I don't know. I really don't know. But again, I don't know on the women's side either. But probably won't be any player in the NWSL.
Right.
So she could be doing this and dominating the world over here, but because it's Eurocentric, they'll just pick somebody from over there. Who has better stats over there? And are any of those leagues better than this one? So if she has the best stats in the best league, then like what is the point of giving it to some random girl from Chelsea? I don't understand.
It's just like anything else. It's who has votes. Right. So I've laughed at the Ballon d'Or before because people like, oh, Alex Morgan is great. And she like one year she came in second or third, and she wasn't even second or third best player on her team, much less in the world.
Yeah.
So It's who has the votes. It's who knows names.
I mean, you have Lindsay Heaps nominated. She has not been very great for
No.
club, let alone country. So
Yeah.
my guess is that it probably goes to Chloe Kelly, especially after the Euros win, just because she was the last PK and, she's a big name right now.
Oh, actually, I meant to like share this with you guys before the pod, and I forgot about it. But the keeper for the English team was being interviewed and was talking about how when they went to penalties, the opposing team keeper had all the cheat stuff on her water bottle. So she went over, picked up the water bottle, and threw it into the stands to English fans, so she couldn't get it.
Is that
and
legal?
that's how they ended up winning the.
And someone posted a picture of the water bottle too that they caught.
So,
well, hey,
yeah, if you know where that's at, let me see it.
Back to the current for a minute. I mean, come on, this is crazy. They're 12 points up at this point. The second place team, Orlando. But here's the other thing. You look at a Premier League team that's dominating, and they'll have 2 or 3 losses, but they'll have like 8 or 9 ties. The current have no draws. Yeah, at all. I mean, that's just crazy domination. Just, I guess the question is, can they keep it up through the playoffs, right?
Yeah, and at the moment we're recording this, they're 12 points up on 3 teams: Orlando, Seattle, and the Spirit. And the Seattle is actually playing right now as we were recording this against Portland, but Portland's up like 3-1. So yes, Seattle's probably not going to win this game. It will probably end up 12 points over 3 teams with 15 games played. So yeah, they're doing really, really well. And the easiest part of their season is coming up because they have more home games now and only one difficult team to play at home, which is Orlando.
22 goal differential. Orlando's 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thad,
Is there any shock that Ali Sentner was very willing to come here?
Right.
Thad, I'm showing that there are only two teams that are 12 points back, and that the Washington Spirit or the San Diego Wave are at 26 points.
San Diego's at 26.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the NWSL standings right now, and they're live standings, I assume. So Orlando, Seattle, and Washington are all at 27 with 15 games, all the same amount of games played.
And Robert, that goal differential for the third place team drops down from Orlando at 10 all the way to 3 for Washington.
Yeah. Insane.
So,
7 for Seattle, 9 for San Diego. So there's.
So bringing in Ali Sentner, this is their year. They want no questions this year. They want the Shield, they want the Cup, and if they don't do it at this point, it's a disappointment, right?
I think it's more than that. I think it's a huge failure.
Yeah. So I sometimes just see patterns or parallels or however you want to say this in places that I really can't make true comparisons. However, if you go back to the first year of the NWSL, Flacco coaching FCKC finished, I think it was second in the league, doing really well. Maybe it was third, but they ended up losing to Portland. Portland went on to win the championship. And that year they had Lauren Chaney finished with most goals, most assists, and was the MVP of the league. Next 2 years, she did not get the MVP, but the next 2 years, Vlaco led FCKC to 2 straight NWSL championships. Fast forward to Vlaco's first year with the Current. They do really well. They lose to a team. That team goes on to win the championship. They had a player set records and become MVP, Golden Boot in Tenwa Chawinga. And now we're in year 2 of Vlaco. They're playing really well. They're at the top of the table.
So 2 straight
Does
wins.
history repeat itself?
2 straight championships. The next 2 years are coming, is what you're promising.
That's the pattern. I don't know if that's what happens because everybody always thinks, they didn't think Orlando was going to drop off this year, and they've dropped off some.
I like it. That's a good stat. Mike is somewhere upset that he didn't come up with that stat. It's a good find.
Yeah, I actually told this to him a couple days ago, and he's like, "Wow, that's a parallel." But no.
He had another predictable movie plot.
He was mad you came.
I know it is a movie plot, isn't it? And I think if you're gonna write books, this is like the great trilogies, right? FC Casey is the first book. that win this. And then, the second book is actually the last couple of years of FCKC, and then them moving to Utah and being really pretty mediocre to very
Empire
bad.
Strikes Back, yeah.
And then
It's basically the same story.
and then, the end of that book is they return to Kansas City. The beginning of that, the third book is that
Return of the Jedi.
they're back to Kansas City. They're having to battle. They have the dregs of the resistance, from Utah. That's mostly not very good, but sometimes plucky.
And then it's
They have
Revenge
to go
of the
through
Sith.
controversy and betrayals and coaches fired and all these different things. And then, the Jedi comes back in to lead them to victory.
Rise of Chawinga.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to throw this out there, but are we blaming the current for Barkay closing? Because I'm sad that Barkay closed.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know. Barkay was not what it once was, but
I haven't been there for a little while, but okay, yeah.
they had stepped down from a former glory that they used to. It used to be nicer and cleaner. I think it used to be cheaper. There used to be more employees working was another part of it. So yeah.
But are you going to blame the current for the closing in Oklahoma and St. Louis?
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
yes, being silly, Carrie.
The
but,
national company did it. Also, they're building like millions of dollars worth of things in that area. So
Yeah.
if Barkay would have just held on for another year or two.
Well, maybe they could come back.
Yeah,
Maybe. I saw a fun Reddit comment about the Ali Setner trade. And it just says Kansas City are like the inner Miami of NWSL.
Hell yeah. How's that make you feel, Thad?
Oh, that's a good question.
Except we're young.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
not evil.
Yeah, we didn't bring in an old Luis Suarez. We brought in a young Ali Sentner.
I am a little tired of everything being the first and heroic and generational and historic and the most amazing thing ever to happen anywhere in the history of sports. And
yeah, for sure.
You don't have to try so hard. You're doing amazing things.
Soccer capital of America.
Announce a 2-team that's already been in existence, that other teams have had 2 teams, and just say it's the first one that we're doing this, and it's our first one. But it doesn't have to be, it's the first one in history. And sorry.
That's Thad's movie narration voice.
Marketing, Thad. Marketing.
No,
and
that's my
PR.
frustration voice.
So this weekend, Current are playing Orlando at home. That'll be a banger of a game. Man, that table. Go ahead.
Sporting's playing Orlando in Orlando.
And Sporting play Orlando in Orlando.
It's a double O.
3 points here against the Pride. That makes this table hard to come back from, I think. How many games do they play? 20 something? Or is it 30?
26 because there's 14 teams.
Yeah.
6. So we've got
They're
11
15 games in.
left. 11 games left. If they win after that one, there'd be 10 games left, and they would be 15 points up.
I heard some announcer on one of the games. It could have been the current one or the Sporting one or whichever one. But when you have more points to make up than you have games left, that's when you're done, right?
Yeah.
And that's, at least another couple wins and the Current are in that position. Another couple losses and Sporting's in the other end of that position. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So Orlando this weekend for Sporting, 6th place in the Eastern Conference.
I think we forgot to discuss something that was on our rundown.
What? I missed something?
Montes.
Oh yeah, Montes
Right.
debut and Voloder returned also. So yeah, we were going to talk about the center backs. I'm sorry I missed that.
And we lost a defender.
Oh, yes, Mr. Rosero.
Yes. I was thinking last night Logan went out hurt.
No,
wait.
right.
So that begs the question, how are you handling the center backs the rest of the year with Montes in there and Rosero gone?
I think you give Montes a lot of playing time after the next game, if not the next game, and just see what he has.
You got to start playing him as much as possible to see if that loan to buy is worth it. And actually, if they are going to buy him.
Exactly. I don't even know why you wouldn't do it this next game. That said wait till after the next one. I say just do it now. Not that many games
I said
left.
next game, or if not out. After that next game, if not the next game, because it's sometimes unfair to throw somebody out who's got to have some relationship to the person next to him.
Yeah.
Center backs are kind of like that. So,
and his debut was only like 6 minutes or something like that. So,
yeah, I forget how long it was, but I was definitely trying to get a shot of him out on the field just to see him existing. But,
okay, so we're all playing Montes. If we're doing 2 center backs, who are you pairing him with each game?
Jansen
or
maybe, yeah, maybe Rowdy.
Sorry.
That's just
Terry
what
and
I
I
was
think
gonna
alike
say.
sometimes, so we're like almost like finishing each other's sentences.
We
Sorry.
do too many podcasts together.
Who's playing Voloder over Jansen Miller?
I would
just to see like how his recovery has been. I would say that, especially because he's also out on contract at the end of this year. You want to see if you can still pick that contract back up, depending on how his injury went, how he's playing now.
Yeah.
And I'd say just see if they have any natural chemistry. Like maybe they become a magical pair.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I
so
doubt it.
maybe Thad, this is a question for you because you've seen him more, but Voloder, strictly a left back, is, where is our new guy? Is he strictly a left back or can he play right back as well? And same thing for Ian James.
Well, as far as I know for Montes is he's in either or. Like he's not restricted to one or the other, and that's mostly going off transfer market, which had like both spots pretty much equal, I think. So we always want to see left-footed center backs and on the left side, but that's not just that. There's not enough left-footed ones out there, so I'm okay with either one of them being there. But I kind of like Voloder on the left just because he is. But anyway, I don't think it matters too much on that. When they're like that, it just maybe they are more comfortable one side versus the other, but tough shit.
Yeah, I see no issues with just messing around with, start 2 guys, maybe even at halftime, 60th minute, you switch one out just to see different combinations and see what you got. I mean, why not?
Yeah. And send James down to play with the 2 team all the damn time.
Yeah.
Just to get minutes.
Get on the field somewhere.
Yeah. But he's still young, so he's got a lot of development time left. And with Voloder, I think we've seen enough to know what he's got overall. But I think he kind of took a step this year. But I don't know if it's a step that is how you want to build the team, because him and Jansen were really good with panic defending, manic running, manic everything. And that was their strength, which was better than what we had before with the leisurely, laissez-faire, slow, we'll think about it before we move defending that we sometimes had with some other center backs.
Well, what I like about Voloder is, did you see that one play last night? He stepped up the midfield, won the ball, played it off to somebody, and then just kept running. He was hoping for the ball back, and it wasn't played to him. He's that kind of aggressive guy. Yeah. He's got a good shot with his left foot as well. So,
yeah, he does. I like Voloder. Would I want him to be the best center back we have? No.
Yeah,
Did I mind him being in the top 3? I would like that, but I may not be in the majority.
He absolutely never misses an opportunity to bound forward after he is any excuse he has. Well, I just played it. I'm up here. I got to keep going.
Yeah, and again, if people are used to that, maybe they play him in a little bit more.
Yeah,
but him and Jansen are both aggressive in that way. Mm-hmm. So, and that I like. Yes, does it cause you problems sometimes? Yes, but that's when you're D mid and outside backs have to recognize and cover. So, but yeah, did you see anything from Montes last night?
No.
I mean, it was only a few minutes.
Yeah, not enough to see anything.
I was on the capo stand for the second half, and I just kind of forgot that he came out.
Well, and that means you were turned around facing the other direction in the second half. So
yeah, I mean, I could see like the board. I was watching the game from there.
It's not the best way to watch a game, though.
No, but
do you have the theme prepared for the next home game?
No.
Okay, I'll be eagerly awaiting.
I don't know if we'll have a theme. I'll be honest.
Okay,
this is like our first themes. Yeah, this is our first theme since Star Wars Day.
Oh yeah.
So this is I think we're doing an Odyssey theme for our trip to the Northwest. So if I'm being honest, Isaac bought the armor hats just for fun and was like, "What if we made this a theme?" And we're like, "Okay, I guess."
Oh my gosh, I went over there and talked to them for a bit and saw this helmet. It's not some flimsy little plastic thing. This thing probably weighs 10 pounds. It's made of metal. I think it would actually stop a sword coming at your head. Like, it's a legitimate war helmet.
He's very proud of that.
He should be. I'm jealous.
I think for the Colorado game, you should be like mountain climbers.
Oh, yeah.
You could you could go a lot of different themes there, but I don't think they let you bring in like ropes and hammers, but you could maybe do like German lederhosen or something.
Or pretend to all be in a canoe dominating the rapids, riding over the rapids effortlessly.
Can you bring in a kayak?
Yeah, that's probably too big. I don't know if security would allow the kayak in the building.
They let the
they are pretty
10
vicious.
pounds metal helmet.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Not as big as a kayak, but maybe as
No,
dangerous.
he had to get special permission from the college president just to make sure it was cleared.
Yeah.
It's still a hat, though. It's just a heavy hat.
Yeah.
And a weapon. All right. So we got Orlando and Orlando this weekend.
I do appreciate that they schedule those games so that they don't directly overlap.
Right.
However, I believe the Colorado game does directly overlap with a current game. I think it might be a 6:30 start and a 7:30 start, but another choice that fans have to make and media.
Okay, we're going to get out of here, but Thad, do you want to leave us with something prophetic?
I still have hope.
All right, never give up, never surrender. Sporting!
Don't seem so tough. And 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.